Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a closer look at something a lot of you have been asking about, the Bernie Madoff case. Specifically, where things stand now with the victims, especially with this final payout that was just announced. We dove into a recent news article, and let me tell you, there are some pretty incredible details in there. It said that the total paid back to Madoff's victims has reached, get this, a staggering $4.3 billion.
Wow.
That's billion with a B.
Yeah.
To help us all wrap our heads around what happened, I was hoping you could start by giving us a little background.
Sure.
So who was Bernie Madoff and what exactly did he do?
Well, Bernie Madoff was a Wall Street legend, you know. At one point, he even served as the chairman of the NASDAQ Q stock exchange.
Really?
But you see, beneath that surface of respectability, he was actually running a Ponzi scheme.
A Ponzi scheme.
A Ponzi scheme of epic proportions.
Okay, so for anyone listening who might not be familiar, can we break down how a Ponzi scheme works?
Absolutely.
What makes it different from, legitimate investment?
So, in a legitimate investment, your money is actually being put to work in assets like stocks or bonds, right?
Right.
With the goal of generating returns over time.
Yeah.
A Ponzi scheme, on the other hand, generates returns for early investors simply by paying them with money from new investors.
Oh, I see.
It's essentially a house of cards, built on deception, and it inevitably collapses when the flow of new money dries up.
Just got it, yeah.
And Madoff, he managed to keep this going for decades.
Decades.
Largely by, cultivating this aura of exclusivity. And he targeted specifically wealthy, influential individuals.
It's like, making it seem like you're lucky to even get in on this opportunity.
Right.
So many people lost everything. What I find just unbelievable is that they're actually getting billions of dollars back. How is that even possible?
You're right. It is remarkable. After Madoff's arrest in 2008, the Department of Justice established something called the Madoff Victim Fund. And their mission was to recover as much stolen money as possible and return it to the victims.
I mean, how did they track down all that money? That couldn't have been easy.
It was a massive undertaking, for sure.
Yeah.
They had to meticulously trace Madoff's financial transactions, unraveling this complex web of shell companies, hidden assets.
Oh, yeah.
They even pursued individuals and organizations that had profited from this scheme, clawing back those ill-gotten gains.
Oh, interesting.
So this final $131 million payout, it represents the culmination of years of just tireless effort.
Bringing the total to, remind me again.
$4.3 billion.
$4.3 billion return. That's going to be some kind of record, right?
It is. It's the largest recovery of funds for victims in the history of Ponzi schemes.
It really makes you think, though. I mean, no amount of money can truly erase what those victims went through.
You're absolutely right. While the financial recovery is, it's a significant achievement,
Yeah.
it can't repair the shattered lives, the broken dreams. Imagine, losing your life savings, your home, your retirement, everything you worked for just gone.
Oh, yeah.
And all because you trusted the wrong person.
Right.
Many victims faced not only financial ruin, but also profound emotional distress.
It's a stark reminder that these financial crimes, they have a very human cost.
They do.
Makes you wonder what could have been done to prevent this.
Exactly.
What red flags should investors be looking for to avoid falling victim to these kinds of schemes?
Yeah. What are those things? What are the signs?
Yeah. And it's not just about Madoff,
Right.
What smaller scale scams might be lurking out there closer to home?
Exactly.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Me too.